Hey there, Cancer. Welcome to your reading covering the first half of the month, specifically July 1st to July 15th, 2022. This is a general reading with messages for those having Cancer in their birth chart. However, cross watchers are also welcome. Keep in mind that the roles of individuals or energies identified in this reading may be swapped, and that the intensity of the energy or situation may vary. So take whatever messages resonate and leave behind for others whatever does not. And to get more information, check out each of your readings for your sun, moon, and rising signs. So here we are seeing what your intuition has been trying to tell you. You have this message of family. You also have the Death card. Here we explore how this message influences you in the first half of July. You have Turtle Spirit, slow and steady wins the race. You have the World card. And over here, we find out how you can heighten your senses as you enter the second half of July. You have this card of Yamoja, release, and the Ace of Cups. The Hierophant is in the position of your attitude. Temperance is your surroundings. The Knight of Swords is your motivations, and the Nine of Wands, you have the outcome. So it seems like you have the majority of major arcana cards here, so some life lessons going on. So with this family card, it can be biological family. It could be the family that you choose to surround yourself with. But there is, your intuition is trying to give you a message about your connection with family. And here there is the Death card, which is a card of release, transformation, loss. And here you can see that there are different individuals showing various reactions to encountering this death or this transformation. You have this king that's just like laid out flat, dead on the ground. There's this kind of priest or pope that's begging, negotiating with death. There's this child not even looking at death. And then there's another child that has a sense of awe and wonder about what death is bringing about, what new aspect. So here it kind of seems that there might be something affecting the family where there needs to just be an understanding of a transformation taking place and individuals having different reactions to that change. So let's take a look at death here a little closer. So you have King of Discs and power. So it may be in relation to someone in your family that is considered the powerful protector, provider. It also can have to do with concepts of authority and those in power. So here you have the slow and steady wins the race and the World So with the World, there's that concept of completion and accomplishment, success, having learned a bunch of lessons along the way, and then starting a new journey, like a rebirth to some degree. For some of you, this may be a card about having family yourself. World card is also seen as a card of birth or pregnancy, and so is the Ace of Cups. And with this Death card, it's a considered a transformation. So that's one way to look at this. So here it seems that whatever message this has to do with that your intuition is trying to tell you about, basically it's going to influence how you approach some tasks, some type of journey that you're on, and your desire to either win or finish. And this is a message of kind of letting you know that it's taking it slow and possibly being aware of your surroundings, and that might help you win the race. Which it's interesting in your motivations. You have the Knight of Swords, which is all about moving quickly, jumping into action. But this, you can see here, whereas this Death card, the horse looks pretty stern and serious. The horse in the Knight of Swords is kind of glancing backwards, wondering, like, does this fool even know what they're doing? So let's take a look at the World. You have the Star. So that is a card of wish fulfillment, healing, clarity, hope. So it seems that there is, if your task that you're focusing on at the beginning of July has to do with providing hope for others, hope for families, providing a sense of balance and healing, then the process for that seems to be a slow one, or should be a slow one. And then with this release and the Ace of Cups, this is kind of how to heighten your senses. With the Star and the World and the Death, this release kind of indicates letting go of things that are not for your best and highest good, some type of cleansing. And with the Ace of Cups, it's a sense of a new opportunity, a gift from Spirit. Basically, you'll be provided with the joy, happiness, the intuition, emotional connections, if you are able to actually embrace this concept of release, and this will allow you even more so to tap into your intuition. So here you have the Six of Wands, success. So it may be that it could be even this concept of power, or a certain way that you see things need to be done, possibly a sense of tradition. The King of Discs or King of Pentacles, they are very much about tradition, and kind of stubborn. They do things the way they want to do things. They give value to something based on their material value as opposed to other types of value. So either way, the way you process, or this concept of family is almost kind of having you look at your connections to people and not necessarily pushing people out of the way to get what you want, but actually embracing and recognizing the things that you want to embrace, to raise up, to surround you. And that kind of takes some time to appreciate what's around you. So with this position here of the Hierophant, it's kind of the way that you see things, your attitude. It seems like there's this tradition, certain rules, certain ways that things should be, like certain aspects of the institutions that we're connected to is really influencing your attitude, or it is your attitude. So let's clarify that. You have Four of Wands, Celebration. So here is another card that to indicate like childbirth or wedding. Hierophant can also indicate some type of wedding as well. With the Temperance surrounding you, it's a sense of balance, zen, peace, moderation, creating a new beginning, kind of like creating your heaven on earth. That's the way I kind of see Temperance. So let's take a look here at Temperance. You have change. So in the Temperance card, you see this angel mixing this liquid together between the two goblets, and there's focus and intention on changing this into something new. So you can look at it as concepts of the past and the present, mixing those together to create the future that you want for yourself. And you can also look at it as, creating something new in the physical world. So here, your motivation with the Knight of Swords, let's take a look at what that's about. You have Queen of Cups. It says intuition on here. This is also a card of pregnancy, motherhood, and about receiving and allowing and nurturing, which is kind of opposite of the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords just kind of is jumping into action, might not really have a plan, might have good intentions, but really needs to take time to be grounded. So with the Queen of Cups, this is definitely more of like balancing out and slowing things down a bit. You have the Nine of Wands as the outcome here. And here it just seems that there is a lot of energy being spent creating defenses, doing things on your own. Perhaps you haven't asked for help or didn't think that you would get the help if you asked for it. Possibly not being aware of the situation or what to expect to prepare for it, not having a good plan of action, because if this individual is trying to build a wall of defense, there's a lot of gaps in between those wands. So there is a sense of kind of being burnt out, but also there is that determination to keep doing things that need to be done because of dedication, because you said you would, something along those lines. So let's take a look here. You have Six of Cups, and this is a card of innocence. It's also a cup of childhood, or a card of childhood. So to some degree, it does kind of indicate, possibly a new child, preparing for like a new child, or discussions about family even, considering the new, the Roe versus Wade decision being overturned by the Supreme Court. So it could be that there are kind of discussions going on in the beginning part of July about how to approach marriage, family, possibly even kind of just wanting to jump into action and like make a change or spread some message, but really there is a need to slow things down and get a better understanding of the landscape, and possibly also take into consideration certain attitudes that you have that kind of fire you up, and the ones that help you feel kind of safe and looking at the world with a sense of possibilities. And for the second half of July, it seems that there's at least going to be an opportunity for you to kind of release some of this angst and be able to embrace this new opportunity for harmony, balance, and success in your life, and even celebrations, positive celebrations, and recognition from your community. So I'm going to close off by pulling an oracle card to see which kind of crystal can help you for the first part of the month. You have Blue Tiger's Eye. It's easy for me to see beyond the obvious. I am focused on my own sacred path. Calm mental chatter and clear confusion. Take steps to gain a new perspective on life. Increase emotional balance. So it seems like this is really speaking to this rushing Knight of Swords and the emotional balance that the Queen of Cups can give you, so that you can tap into your intuition a little bit more. I'm hoping this provides a helpful perspective of the first half of July, and we'll see you next time. Take care.